Hi there. It is now approaching the end of October. It's a nice, mildish day here in Dublin, and I'm just taking a walk around the garden. I've been away for a week's holidays, and it's my first chance to really have a good stroll around the garden. So if you'd like to join me for the next few minutes, I'll show you some of the things which are still looking good in the garden, which are catching my eye at the moment. Down here in the gravel garden, first couple of things really catching the eye is that the Salvia Selmab variety still looking amazing. Absolutely so much flowers. Chrysanthemum still looking good, but starting to go over after the storm that we had just the last weekend. The Convolvulus neorum here, the silver foliage and white flowers, is pushing out a few blooms, and certain things are starting to get just a little bit more autumnal in their look, such as the tree there, the Cercis canadensis forest pansy. The alströmerias in at the back are flowering well still, particularly the variegated rock and roll. You can just see it there with the red flowers. I'll do a close up in a minute. And the French flag yuccas, I think they're looking at standing at the moment, and particularly nice with the Senecio angel wings in front of it. The hardy gingers, as they're called, hedychiums, didn't flower, but I still appreciate them for their foliage. Actually, as I look closely, there is a flower bud starting to come on this one here, and so it's quite late. And then the canna, the yellow one there, still flowering well. Penstemons still got blooms on them, they're doing good as well. So there's still lots of bloom interest, and of course lots of foliage interest. The blue ground cover euphorbia looking really, really good. Today the calendulas are looking a little bit shabby. They're coming to the end of the flowering season. The Californian poppies are still looking good. Just today not being sunny, they're not open very much. And these have started to self-seed in the ground as I expected. So we're seeing seedlings. If we just get down low here, you can just maybe make out there, that one there, that is a Californian poppy, and there's loads of those. And there's calendula seedlings like that one there. And then actually what's seeding around quite a bit is the euphorbia myrsinites, that one over there. So that's kind of an interesting development, which was sort of expected. Maybe not so much the euphorbia to seed around as much as it has. But this year I have the calendulas on one side and Californian poppies on the other. So of course they're not going to keep to their spaces, and next year both sides will have a mix of Californian poppies and calendulas. And not just where they are now, they're starting to spread out, and I'm getting Californian poppies popping up further into the border already. So I'll have to make decisions next year how many I leave and where I leave them. I don't want them maybe to overtake less vigorous plants, but they also might fill in some nice gaps. And with self-seeding plants, you often get the nice surprises of plants which come up and look great where maybe you wouldn't have thought to plant them. So very happy with the area has turned out this year. The growth has been phenomenal. If you think most of the growth, or all the growth from the main stems on that poplar was this year, so it's about kind of over 3 meters, which will have to cut back this year, or next spring rather. And the big leaf Paulownia has done wonderful as well, Paulownia futuro, so that will be cut down next year as well, otherwise it will continue growing and get too high. Still looking really good at this time of year and flowering well are the Anisodontia elegant princess. Masses and masses of flower on those, and in the foreground there you can see Tulbachia. This is a variety called Flamingo, so great for late flowering, nice foliage where it's pink at the base, and it has this sort of distinct garlic fragrance as well. There's a few weeds popping up and down, which I need to watch out for. And a little agave, I've given up sort of on the other agaves. That one survived quite well. And sempervivums are looking good. And these little hardy succulents, the Delosperma, are looking fantastic at the minute. And very happy the way they've grown and making nice ground covering mats. With gravel and this sort of approach to kind of a lower maintenance gardening, the idea is like you're stopping the weeds from coming up below the mulch. But of course the surface of the mulch, kind of somewhat paradoxically, is a great medium for self-seeding. So what I'm trying to do here is cover the stone in the next couple of years with the foliage of plants. So like this Diascia lilac bell in the front, and behind it there the red flowers of Grevillea new blood. They're literally matting the ground, and that helps stop weeds growing by basically crowding them out and not giving them the space to grow. And so that's sort of the aim for the most of this area, that'll eventually be covered in vegetation and I won't really see much of the stone. So very happy with how things have turned out this year, and still looking good at this time of year as we approach November in the next week or so. That Acer then, just before I finish off, that is Acer Pseudo-Siboldianum, and it's in the Jack Frost range, so they're much hardier, much more wind resistant than Japanese maples, which are Acer palmatum, and it's getting a nice bit of autumn colour there now, and I'm very happy with that as well. There you have a short tour of this new gravel area garden. Still work to do a bit of weeding now, pulling out a little bit of weeds, and maybe a little bit of trimming back, and a bit of bulb planting later on. No matter what time of the year it is, I really like to get out into the garden on my day off and see something beautiful and enjoyable, and the garden certainly gives me that.